Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, we are on the part 3 of ReactJS Ecommerce using Laravel API. So guys, now as we saw in previous video that we have done with the login and registration form, and now guys we are going to implement this registration system in this video. So guys, let's get started. So let's move to our React app. Okay, so let's go, and inside the auth folder we have created a registration page with this simple design. Now guys, let's start the code to register with our database using Laravel API. So first we will move on the input fields. On change is equal to open and close, where we will tell handle input, where take this value. Let's give this values before the class. Okay, assign that. And over here you are going to tell register input field name. So let me assign with this register input dot your input field name. Okay, let's remove this double quote, is not required. Done. So same we are going to paste for other fields also. So let's paste that, paste, and change the field name. So this value is called as email, password, and we don't require confirm password, just remove that. So we will not be using that. If you require, you can add on. So now guys, let's take this value by using use state function. So go on the top. So we are using hooks, right? So let's create constant variable where array of is equal to use set state. Okay, it's giving us directly. So let's use this, where we are going to open and close, give name colon this name value. Same way email, let's give email single quotes comma, and then again with the password. So let's copy that password and set over here. All set. So if you are using use state, so you have to use at the top use state. Oops. Copy this and paste. Now guys, we are going to set, instead of set state we will write register. So from state 2 let's tell register input. So this is you are getting from this input field. Okay, so let's copy this and assign it over here. And now guys, let's take all this value and store it into this state. So for that, let's give constant where handle input. So let's take this handle input is equal to where event of arrow function open and close, and this event we are going to persist. Ist function, and take this set register which we have assigned over there, open and close function, open and close curly brace, where you are going to tell dot all the input you are going to get inside this, give comma, and then your event dot target. So your event dot target, so which means current one. Let's use target dot name attribute. So this name attribute, this name. Okay, take that name attribute colon e dot target dot value. So this value, whatever value is there, you have to take from there. Okay, and get stored. And after this guys, let's create one submit function. So let's go, when you click on this button with the type submit, then you're going to on submit is equal to open and close, let's tell register, let's keep it small, register submit. Copy this and create a function. So constant variable where event of open and close curly brace. And now guys, you are going to use this event to prevent default. We don't want any reload of the page, and whatever the data you have taken, So let's get all the data. Create one constant variable called data, one variable data, open and close, then create an input field called name. So this will be shared name. So what name you are going to get? This register, from this register input variable you are going to get the dot name values, all set. So same way you are going to call for all the fields. So let's create one input name as email and the set state you are getting, and same way for the password also, password, and that password value you are storing over here. And now guys, you will create a Axios or a URL API call. So let's use AXIOS. So it's not importing because it's not installed, I think so. Let's check in the package.jsn file. Okay, there is no Axios, so let's install that. Open your terminal, npm install AXIOS, hit enter. Okay, so guys, let's wait to get installed this Axios. Okay, so guys, our Axios is installed successfully. Let's kill this and let's go back to our package.json file. You can find that Axios installed, guys. Let's close this and now let's start with AXIOS Axios node module. So if you hit enter, the class will be imported over, as you can see. Okay, now let's use post of dot then, open and close curly brace, and inside this whatever the response you are getting, you will get inside this. So you are going to post what? Inside single quotes I'm going to give /API /register. Okay, and then guys, we have to send this data. Let's give comma and paste that data. Okay, if you want to use this single quote, you can use this because we are not passing any ID. If you want the correct method, let's use backtick. Okay, as simple, guys. So backtick comes under the escape button and above the tab button, as simple. So guys, now let's register with it. So to register this, so when you click on register, it goes to some ID, right? So some API. So for there, let's create this, guys. So first you have to move to our Laravel application and install the Sanctum. Okay, so let's get started. So first let's see the output. It's a fresh application, guys, and I have connected with the database called React Ecommerce website. Okay, let's get back. Let's install the authentications for this. So UI auth. Open your terminal and start with Laravel application. So now let's install composer require Laravel /UI. Hit enter. Okay, so guys, our composer Laravel UI is installed, and now let's create the login and registration system in Laravel. So guys, it's very simple. Just use php artisan UI :auth and hit enter. So you can see that authentication scaffolding generated successfully. So let's get back. So right now you can see there is no login and register. Let's refresh. Perfect. So you are getting the login and register. Let's click. Over here you can find the register URL, and this is the design, guys. So the CSS is not loaded, so but we don't require, just ignore this. We just need that scaffoldings, so let's ignore that. And now guys, let's start with our Laravel Sanctum. So guys, let's go to our Laravel documentation where version 8x it's going on, and under packages you will find the Sanctum. So guys, first step, let's get back over here on the Laravel Sanctum and install this first. So let's move on the installation. You can follow this doc. So let's copy and paste, hit enter. So Laravel Sanctum will get started. So let's wait. So it's installed now, and let's get back. Now guys, you need to publish this vendor. Okay, so let's copy and publish that. Sanctum paste, hit enter. Okay, so it's published. let's close all this. And yep guys, let's migrate. So let's copy this and migrate into our database. PHP artisan migrate. So these many tables are migrated because it's a first migration. You can find that in our table database. Okay, all set. Let's get back, and we need to go to our kernel.php file and assign this first line. Copy it, go to app http kernel.php. Let's close this terminal, we don't require. Let's move to our API. Inside this API middleware, we have to just paste that, and what is that class we have to import, so not required. And now guys, we are going to start with the API token authentication. So where you have to import this in your user model. Okay, so let's copy this has API token. Let's go inside our models where user.php. So you have to just add this has API, give comma, and import the class of this. So copy this class and paste. All set. Let's get back. And now guys, you can start creating a token or registration however you want. So guys, now let's get started with it. So yep, let's move back and to our Laravel application. Let's close everything. Now guys, where we were on the ReactJS, we were on this API/register. So let's copy this register and create a route in Laravel API. So let's go to api.php. Let's remove all this, we don't require. Create a route. So route : where post method you are going to save, where register, give comma, and call your register controller. So not register, we will create a authentication controller. So let's tell auth controller : class comma at register function. Okay, so first let's create a controller. So open your terminal and create a simple controller with the command php artisan make : controller, where inside the API folder I want to generate one API folder / your auth controller, and hit enter. Perfect. So controller created successfully. Let's go to app http controller. You will find API folder, and inside that auth controller. Let's click save. Now don't require this terminal. And now guys, you need to import the class. So let's import class. So the class is imported now. Let's go to auth controller and create a function with the name register. Let's get back. Now public function register function, and start the code to write all the registration module. Okay, so first you are going to accept all the request. So request of $request, and whatever we get the request, we have to do the validation. So when you submit this, register this, that time you have to do the validation. So guys, for that, let's give validator is equal to where validator module : make function square bracket, where you are going to all request of all the input you are going to take, give comma, and inside the square bracket you are going to call that input field names. So which input field name? Let's move to our ReactJS and the variable you have passed in the data. So let's take this input field name, paste, forward arrow function, which I want to give as required. This will be your email input required, comma, it's an email validation where max : 191 will give, and this is a unique, so you need to give unique : the table name will be users, and if you want to give column and all, you can give, or else not required because it's validating with the correct name, but you can assign it. So let's type email field. Okay, that column name, let's remove everything. So this user is nothing but your user table, and inside this user table column is your email column. So this is my email column, so that we have called over here. Perfect. So now let's move with the password, where arrow function, I just want to require this, that's it, required, and you can give minimum 8. So same way you have to assign with this name also, max colon 191, give, save. And now guys, let's use a if condition to check if it's correct or not. So use else. Let's use this validator. When it fails function. If it fails, you have to return a response. So let's type return response function with the JSON format. And inside this you will set validation error. So let's tell validation underscore errors arrow function. Take this validator variable and get all the messages function. So this will be your messages. Please add that s at the last. Done. So if anything goes wrong, it will show you. If it is correct, means then you are going to create the user. So let's create one variable called user is equal to user model. Okay, so import the class of that user model and colon create function where array. Inside this you are going to assign the column name. So my column name is name with the forward arrow $request. This request, whatever request you are sending, from that request you are going to get the input field name. Okay, so same with the email. Let's take that. This is your request input, this is your column name. Okay, database column name and then password. So let's add that password where $request of your password. So this input field password you have to send over here. Set guys. So this will create your user. So once created, we want to generate the token. Why generating a token? Because we want to check that it's authenticated or not. So guys, for that let's get back to our Laravel Sanctum application, where you can find this in your token abilities. You can see that how to create this token, or else you can create like this also. So let's copy this. This is more useful for us. Copy and paste. And we don't require this. So we want to assign a token name. So let's take that token name as, so the user name we will take and store that as token name. Okay, so let's take that user where I will take email. So whatever the email we are getting from this, we will store that and give dot, we will concatenate over here, and for reference we are keeping this token. So whatever we are creating the token, we will create with this unique token name. And let's keep this in a variable called token is equal to where all the new token, and after this guys we will get the response. Let's copy and paste. Set. Let's set the status, which is, if it is success means we say as 200. So let's set it to 200 status. Copy and paste, and I want the username also to store. Let's create that username, and inside this we will take the data variable username of name. Okay, copy and paste, then your token. So let's take this token and store in a token variable, and then finally one message. Whatever message we want to show, let's show that as registered successfully. Set. Save guys. Done. So our registration code is done. Now to test this guys, we will use Postman. So if we directly start with the registration by that, we will not know what is the error, what is. Okay, so guys, we are going to use the Postman software to test this. that our registration code is working perfect or not. So let's use that. So guys, this is our Postman, and let's copy the path. So this is our localhost 8000, which we are going to provide in our React.js before this path. So this is how we are going to define the path. So for this only we are going to copy. Okay, so copy this and paste. So we are using post method. Let's add post and go to your headers, and inside headers we want to accept all the things except hide which we don't need, except application/JSON. Okay, so whatever request I get, I should accept in JSON. So we have to set this in our React.js also. So let's get back to our body. In form data, let's enter the fields. So this is our key, where email, I want to enter that funda@gmail.com, name funda of web IT, and the password, where let's go back, because this password is directly created over here. I don't want to create in directly, I want to use hash it. I just want to hash that, hash make. Okay, and then send that password request. Set guys, and please import this class. Import the hash class is imported. Set. So this was one change guys. Now let's add that, and when you give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so let's give 6 digit. Let's see what happens now. So let's send the response. Send. Okay, so you can find that class validator is not found. Let's set that. Okay, what is that validator? This validator. Let's import this class validator. Import that eliminate support packets validator. Perfect. So this is the, let's get back to Postman. If you are trying directly in your React.js, then you cannot find these errors. So we are using that Postman to find all the errors and solve that. Perfect. So guys, you can see that password must be at least 8 characters. Let's give 8 characters, 7 8, and let's send. Cool. So you can see that status is 200, username fund of web IT, which you have given, and you have got the token also with the message registered successfully. Perfect. So let's see in our database. So refresh. You can see that funda@gmail.com you have registered, and let's get back to our React database. Refresh. Okay, so guys, for that token, let's go to personal access token. You can find that funda@gmail.com _token, and this is your token generated, which you have got inside this. Okay, so this is how we are doing with this Sanctum in our Laravel. Done guys. So now all the code is done for registration. Let's get back to our React.js over here, and now let's start the registration part from our React app. So guys, let's begin. So first, let's inspect developer tool, move to console log, and click on register. You can find that 419 unknown status. So what is this 419? Which means there are many things. So let's move to our networks. Inside that networks, click on this register. So you are finding the state 419 unknown status, which means Csrf token mismatch. So let's go to a Laravel doc. Let's move below Csrf token. So we are under SPA authentication. Okay, so Csrf, where this is the course and cookie, and the Csrf token if you want to generate. So this is the code to generate the Csrf token. Okay, so you need to paste this. So let's copy this and paste. Before our registration, you need to call this Csrf token. Let's get back doc and end that line. All set, guys. So before sending this CSRF token, you have to do the course policy. So it's explained over here. So to avoid this course policy, when you send the CSRF token over here, you will face one course policy. So to solve that course one, you need to go to your config where course.php file will be there, and under that you have to make it true. What you have to make it true? That support credentials. So let's go to this course.php in our Laravel application. Let's move to our config course.php file, and this is your support credential, which is false. Let's make it to true. All set. And if you make this true over here, you need something confirmation from your React app. So for that also it's explained very detailedly over here. So let's copy this Axios default with credential. So let's copy and go back to your React app, and the main file you have to go, that is app.js. So let's add that. Let's add it over here. So all set, guys. And now let's get back. Let's refresh. Okay, the error is throwing that Axios is not imported. So let's add that. Import Axios from AXIOS Axios. Save. Refresh. Perfect. So no error. So guys, now we need to set up few things like let's move to register.js file. I don't want this to call again and again. If you are going to login page, you need every pages you need to set up, right? So let's take this out and set up in our app.js where you will define as a base URL. Okay, so let's tell Axios dot default dot base URL, okay, is equal to, where inside double quotes you are going to paste that base URL. So whatever base URL you're getting, so your domain name, whatever you're giving, if your project is hosted, that time you're going to give, and whatever the request come from here, I want that to be accepted in JSON format. So which we saw over here in the Postman, we set it this, right, except one. So let's copy this and you have to paste that. So let's create that Axios dot default dot header dot post. So header post, so whatever the content goes, you have to post that. Except is equal to, let's send that in the application/JSON format and paste. So same way, guys, you are going to accept the content type also. So let's tell content hyphen capital TYPE type, and that will be your application/JSON. So these are the few things. So now, guys, let's get back. We are using to generate the CSRF token, this one. Okay, so this is mandatory to generate the CSRF token. So guys, now let's start. All set. Refresh. And yep, guys, so let's click on register. It should throw an error called name, email, all it's valid. Let's move to network, and on the register you can find that name, email and password. So these fields are mandatory. So guys, to show these errors, let us do the code. Let's get back, and over here use if statement, if else. So the response you're getting res dot data dot status. TUS status is triple equal to 200. So this 200 is nothing but your Laravel code, where in your auth controller, if it is success, that means this is going to show. If there is no, if this is not coming in this else condition, that obviously it's going over here. So let's take this and validate that over here in the else condition. So first, guys, you need to set register. So this is nothing but your variable which you have set the state. Okay, let's take that set state function, open and close curly brace, where you're going to create one called error list colon your response dot data dot error validation errors. Okay, so where you're going to put this inside your register input variable. So dot where you're going to follow up with that. Perfect. So let's copy this and create in a array format. Error list colon array. So this, copy this and print where under your input fields. Let's create one span tag, simple span tag, open and close, where register input. So where is that? This register input, this register input. From that register input, what you are going to get? You are going to get the error list. Copy this error list of what field? Name. Okay, so this will be your input field name. Copy and paste. Same way for the email and same way for the password. Copy and paste. Because I'm pasting this, it's same. Save. These fields are coming from your Laravel where your validation input fields. Okay, so they should be same as that. Save guys, and now let's get back, refresh, and now let's try to click on this register and you will face the error on this. Perfect. So name field is required, email field is required, password is required. Done. Yep guys, so now let's get back to our React app. Once the status is true, that time you have to register. So after that registration, as we tested that it is successfully getting registered, right? So same way we are going to register over here and store the token which we have got over here. So this token and username, we want to store that somewhere. So guys, we are going to store that in our Google Chrome at the local storage. Okay, so make sure you have nothing inside this local storage. If you have, clear that storage and network to check if any error occurs or not. Refresh. Okay, so guys, now as you are receiving this response.data.status, so same way we will receive our token also. So once you are getting this status, right? So same way, let's get this token. Let's get back. Let's type local storage dot set item. Okay, function. So there is something set item which will store that data in our local storage of our browser. So where you are going to tell auth underscore token, where you are going to send the response.data.token token. So this token you are getting from our application. Done. Same way we will store the username, auth name, which is username. Let's copy that username and paste over here. Perfect. So once it's done, we will show the message. So how we are going to show the message? We will use sweet alert. Okay, so let's tell sval function. You need to show this sval. So for that you need to import sval from sweet alert. Okay, it's not installed, so let's install that simple package. Let's get back, go to sweetalert.com. Let's go to a sweet alert website and install. So let's copy this installation and move back to our React app, paste, hit enter. So let's wait guys for a little time. Perfect. So guys, our sweet alert is installed. Done. How will you use that? You can just see the documentation. Just copy this line so you can import it. Okay, copy, paste that, paste and remove that above. All set. So let's copy this file and you have to set it over here. Let's tell success and the message you are getting. So what message you are getting? The response.data.message. So which message in your application we have set, right? So this message, copy that and send over here, comma, and your icon you are going to set as success. Save it. Once done, I want to go back. Once if you are getting registered, let's move on the home page. Okay, so let's get back. Let's type history dot push function where home page all set. So to use this history, you have to variable called history is equal to use history function and imports its class. So from your React router DOM. Save guys, done. And let's test it. Okay, refresh it once so we don't have any cache. And now guys, let's register with new user as, what is this? Refresh. Let's see on console. So there is no error. Admin. Okay, we are facing some error. Let's see what is that. e.persist is not a function. Okay, let's remove that. We have made a mistake. It's persist. Okay, save, refresh. All set. Let's enter admin. Cool. So admin name will tell this admin at gmail.com 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and let's click to register. Registration. Perfect. So guys, it's shown that registration registered successfully and it has redirected to home page. Say OK, and you can check the token in your application. Over here you'll find at the local storage auth token. So guys, we have successfully completed with our registration system, and let's continue in next video about login system, how to generate this token. Okay, and about logout system also we'll learn. So guys, and if you want more information about this protected routes, secure routes, how to make multiple routes in the secure thing, so please watch out the further videos. And in this video, that's it guys. Let's meet in next video with the login topic. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share.